Two men, two microphones, one movie, a couple of beers, and some wildly outlandish critiques about the movies you may or may not love. The following review will have massive spoilers and possibly offensive commentary. This content may not be suitable for little bitches. Brought to you by Goat Straw Entertainment and some liquid courage.
Hey, how's it going, movie lovers? Welcome back to another episode of Not Your Everyday Critics. I am your host, George Lugo.
And I am Manny Rivera.
And what we do on this show is we critique movies, everything from black and white to modern day film, all types, all genre, every budget limit. You got it. Sky's the limit here.
And just like always, we are a couple of guys that have a passion for movies, all kinds of films. These critiques are our own critiques, so take them as you will. And, give it a shot for everybody because, again, like always, movies are subjective. And if a movie isn't for you, it's going to be for somebody.
Yeah, movies are subjective. If you don't like it, that movie's built for somebody else.
Yeah.
So with the outstanding number of 500,000 movies in all of existence, we have a wide variety, a wide range, tons of genres to cover. And I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for this movie too because this is actually one of my favorite films. Also,
this is an incredibly fun, fucking ridiculous movie.
Yeah.
And, but before we jump into that,
yes,
let's introduce our good friend, our bartender, Mr. David Raby.
David Raby, longtime friend.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Dude, this freaking looks amazing. What is this?
A blue Hawaii.
Blue Hawaii.
Yeah.
Blue Hawaii.
And what goes into blue Hawaii?
Some rum, white rum.
White rum.
Vodka, pineapple juice, blue curacao.
Curacao?
You shake it up. Bam.
It looks like the fucking ocean. Look at that.
Nice, right?
It's so pretty.
Yeah, I definitely wanted something blue, something that kind of matched the theme of the movie and also was tropical because they go to Flaustin Paradise.
It
It makes sense. Okay.
it makes sense now.
You guys enjoy?
Thank you,
Thanks, David.
sir.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Just so the movie we're going to be reviewing today is
If you didn't get that quote.
is going to be The Fifth Element.
Great film.
This is a fantastic
It's
film.
one of my favorite films. I watch this a lot. Like, it's an awesome it's a fun ride.
It's a great film. It really is. It's super fun. Lots of action. Lots of I wrote that wrong. Lots of comedy. Surprisingly,
There's just so many things that is eye appealing to this movie. It just takes you for a whole turnaround with what would go on in the future. You know what I mean? It's definitely catching and like you would hope these kind of things would actually happen in the future. Not the scenario, but like what you would see.
yeah. So The Fifth Element came out in 1997. It is an action-adventure sci-fi.
Yeah.
So what do you say we jump right into...
Before we do that, how about we toast to these drinks?
I guess we could do that.
All right. To the Blue Hawaii. Our buddy David Raby.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you. Love you.
Love you guys too.
I lost my umbrella.
Ooh.
That's really good.
Well, that is tasty.
It is very refreshing.
It's super refreshing.
That
I like
is
it.
super nice.
This is definitely a drink that
Wow.
you would have on a hot day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can imagine drinking this on the beach,
Oh, man. Definitely. I'm at Hawaii right now.
That's very sweet though. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I can feel the diabetes kicking in already.
Well, it's it's that blue curacao and the
Yeah.
fucking pineapple juice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I think it's more the pineapple juice.
Yeah, pineapple
That's really
juice.
good. That is super good.
All right, so we're going to do the synopsis really quick.
Go for it.
In the colorful future, a cab driver unwillingly becomes the central figure in the search for a legendary cosmic weapon to keep evil and Mr. Zorg at bay.
Totally nailed that. Totally.
Kind of.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say about this movie. So
Yeah, definitely. So I
About,
say, what do you say we jump right into this
yeah,
motherfucker then?
start us off into the intro.
So let's we don't need to go to the categories. We'll just come. We'll let them come as they come.
All right.
So let's jump right into the intro. So the movie starts I believe it starts in space. If I remember correctly. It starts in space, and they do that thing where they're kind of flying through space, and you got the stars and everything like whizzing by.
Really? Because I remember it starts like in a cave as an archaeologist is looking.
We
at
get
something.
there. We get there.
Oh, gotcha.
But I think it starts out. I'm pretty sure it starts out in space,
Okay.
and then as it's flying by, you get the credits roll in. You know, like they do like the half credits
Yeah.
in the beginning of the movie and then the half at the end, and it eventually zooms into Egypt, and there's a dig site there, and there's like not a zoom in, but like I guess like a pan of the whole dig. And when they actually start to get into the dig, there's a kid there, and he's off to the side, and he's holding like a piece of metal.
Yeah,
That's
that's
supposed-
shining light. In
That's supposed
from
to
the
bounce.
outside.
That's supposed to bounce light
Yeah,
into the dig.
exactly.
And then and then there's fucking
As an archaeologist is trying to read these,
he's trying to read the hieroglyphics
the
on the
kid
wall.
is falling asleep.
He's falling asleep because he's bored out of his
Yeah.
mind.
And then the light just starts to shine down, and then he goes, Aziz,
Aziz, light. And then
wakes his ass
and then
up,
we
and
get
he goes,
and then we get a view of the other person that's at the dig with the
Yeah.
archaeologist, which just happens to be Luke Perry.
Luke Perry.
Luke motherfucking Perry.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So the archaeologist is there. He's digging. He's trying to figure out what the hieroglyphics mean. He's doing a really good job.
Yeah, he's studying this.
He's
like he does
way
his
on
homework
top of
for
this.
Sure.
He's way on top of this, and he's like, oh, and there's these here and these 4 elements, and then this
4 elements surrounding one element.
one cosmic being. And as he's doing this, there's a priest that shows up, and right when he says the 4 elements are surrounding a 5th element, and then the priest is like, and then there's that sound effect.
Yeah.
So that's really good. So the priest walks up, and he gets the child, and he's like, "Oh, perfect! You brought the water. Good." So the priest is trying to keep this 5th element secret. Like he's trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
So his plan is to poison the artist, which is Luke Perry.
I will take it to them.
Yeah. He's planning to poison the artist and also the professor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They already know too much.
Yeah, they already know too much. So he goes up and he offers them the water, and they're like, oh, they're all excited. And the professor's like, I'm going to be famous. And he's like, let us toast to your fame. And then the professor goes to take a drink, and he's like, you can't toast with water.
Toast with water.
And he just drops it on the ground.
And then he goes into his stash to
and then
bring
Luke
out
Perry's
this
like,
wine. Or
yeah,
whatever.
Luke Perry goes and grabs a bottle of wine. And as all this is happening, there's a spaceship coming down to Earth. Like it's an outside pan shot. You see the dig site. You see his spaceship come down to the dig site, and then butts up right against the entrance of the dig site.
Yeah.
And that's when things start to get a little crazy.
As that spaceship comes down to the dig site, the spaceship is actually starting to cover the light source to where the archaeologist is trying to read whatever it is that he's trying to read on the wall, the hieroglyphics. And as he says that again, he goes, the kid again, like if it's the kid not doing his job, he goes, Aziz, light. And then the freaking spaceship lights up and then just shines the entire wob. And he just goes, thank you.
Oh, that's
Aziz."
much better. Thank you,
The
Aziz.
kid looks at the thing
He's
like
all like-
he's not, like, what's going on kind of ordeal.
and then the
Spaceship opens up.
the spaceship opens up, and then all of the extraterrestrials, the aliens, start to come out, and they are oddly shaped.
Yeah,
I might say. They're very like rotund and round and very rigid. Like their arms are at their side, and they're not very mobile.
they almost look like androids for a minute.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, they definitely seem like androids, like built, you know. And so they don't walk normally. They kind of have to like waddle from side to side. And their head is incredibly tiny. So their bodies are extremely large, and their head is like small and kind of oblong shaped. So it's kind of weird. And then they kind of walk down. They're all strolling up to the dig site in unison as this like synthetic music is like playing in the background. And then they get up to the professor, and the professor turns around and sees one of them, and he's like, are you German?
And it actually nods no.
Doesn't nod,
And,
just shakes his head. Yeah.
The priest comes up and he goes, "Don't worry, I was here in time." And the beings were telling them that the stones are no longer safe on Earth, that they had to take it back up in space. And the priest goes, "What will we have to protect ourselves?" And I don't remember the reply, but they said that in 1,000 years, I believe, they will come back for that to actually happen.
Yeah.
And as they go up to the wall, when they go up to the wall, one of the beings actually lifts up his hand, and as he lifts up his hand, his key comes out of his finger, and he puts his finger into the wall, turns the key, and it opens a whole nother room into the wall. As this wall opens up, the archaeologist is fascinated, and he goes, "This is," what does he say? This will make me famous," or something like
No,
that.
I think this is very interesting.
Oh, this is very interesting. And then the other being looks at the other being, and he lets him know, I guess.
To take him out.
Yeah. So he goes up to him, and then the being's eyes actually, like, I don't know.
They
if you noticed,
glow.
They glow.
They glow.
And as it glows, he starts to knock out. So they do some kind of mental, thing there to freaking.
They actually killed him.
Is he dead? I
Yeah,
thought they made him
because-
pass out. I didn't know if they actually
killed
him.
they killed him somehow that way because Luke Perry shows up and he's all like, they killed the professor. So either he's assuming that the
He
professor's
might be
dead,
assuming he's dead.
or
He's actually
he's
dead.
so
Yeah, so at that time, they go in, they take the stones off the four corners, they put it in this case, and they're carrying it back to their ship, letting the priest know that you've done your job, what you were supposed to do. Just make sure you tell the priests that go down the line what's to come. And then that's when they take off in space and leave him the key. And he goes, "I will remember. I will do your bidding."
yeah.
Blah blah
And they're
blah.
playing that like really dramatic like score.
Yeah.
To like dun 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 like, and he's like they zoom in on him and he's holding up the key,
Yeah.
right? And they zoom in on the key and it's like dun, dun, and then they fucking zoom out, and then it's a spaceship and it just basically pulls away from the site and then shoots up and then just blasts off into space.
So the beginning of this is actually pretty damn awesome in itself already. And
It's
this
pretty
is just
good.
the beginning.
It's pretty good.
You know what I mean?
Pretty good.
So I'm freaking mind blown by how this is actually taking off already. Because this is all exciting in the beginning. It caught me right away. Like, I don't even know what's gonna happen. Like, I want to see what's
It's
gonna happen.
compelling because like when they're at the site, it's like I believe it was the 1920s.
Was it?
No,
the
I believe it
1920s?
was the 20s. No, 40s. I'm sorry. It was in the 40s.
It was in the 40s.
Yeah, it was in the 40s.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the 40s. So it was like early what 20th century. So
23rd century.
no, but there's the early 20th century when they introduced the archaeologists and the dig and all that stuff.
Oh,
You know
okay.
how
Yeah.
centuries
And
work,
then,
man.
and then they show up 300 years later.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, yeah.
And then it takes off into the 23rd century.
Yeah, it takes
This
off in the
movie,
23rd century.
right off the bat, just fucking gets you interested right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's super exciting. So, next thing I think we should probably do is introduce the cast of these people.
Yeah.
And it's actually one of my favorite actors. There's quite a few of them here, but one of them.
There's a large
There's
cast
a large cast
for this film. So let's start at the tippity top. Bruce Willis is Korben Dallas.
Who's Bruce Willis again?
Gary Oldman is Zorg.
Yeah.
Zorg.
Ian Holm is Cornelius.
He's another one that passed away too.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I miss Bilbo. Mila Jovovich.
She can choke a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
fucking.
She's Lilu.
Lilu Dallas.
Chris Tucker as Ruby Rod. Luke Perry's Billy.
Yep.
Damn, he's another one that passed away. God damn it, man! Everyone in this movie died.
Yeah. We also have Brian James as General Monroe. Tom Lister Jr.,
Late great Tom.
the late
Lister.
great.
Yep.
He plays President Lindenberg. A lot of motherfuckers are passed in this movie.
Yeah.
Serious.
Lee Evans is Fogg. Charlie Creed Miles is David. Hey, David.
Hey.
Tricky. I guess that's that guy's name. He plays the right arm. I don't even know what that is.
He's what's his face? Right hand man. The bad guy. What the hell's his name?
Oh, yeah, right arm.
Zorg.
Yeah.
He's Zorg's right arm.
Zorg,
Okay,
there you go.
But his
Zorg
name is
right-
We just
name is
went over this,
Tricky.
Manny.
but his name
Yeah.
is Tricky.
What was that?
So we just went over this, Manny.
John.
No, he didn't know who his right arm was.
John Neville is General Statert. John Bluthai is the professor.
Yeah.
Matthew Kasovitz is Mugger. So we'll get to that. I like
Yeah.
that part. Christopher Fairbank, Mac Tilburr, Kim Chan is Ty. And I think the rest of these are all just randos. Oh, I guess with the exception of Maywen is the diva.
Oh, I got some
Maywen's-
tidbit about that, and I will
Maywen's
tell
the
you
diva.
that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. And the rest of these are all extras.
Yeah.
And thank you very much. We're going to give you guys our little toast for being
Yeah.
Cheers.
cheers for
Cheers,
being the
cheers.
extras in the.
You guys are fucking awesome.
Okay. So
Nice big cast.
the very
Great
big cast.
Oh yeah.
Very big cast.
I don't have a problem with them at all.
No, not at all.
They freaking perfect.
They
for
killed
me.
it. They killed it with the
Fucking
cast. So
perfect.
I think we can move on to
Yeah.
our next category, which is going to be writing.
Writing.
So the story was written by Luc Besson.
Who is
Barzal.
also the director?
He's a French.
Ha ha ha.
And screenplay was written by Robert Mark Common. So Luc Besson, he has written and fucking directed so many good films.
Actually, one of the posters behind you guys, that's one of his films that he
Yes.
directed.
The Professional.
Same writer, same director,
Same writer, same
cinematographer.
director. Yep.
Believe it or not.
Nice.
So I mean, we're a fan.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, the writing was great. There's a lot of wittiness, and there's a lot of I want to say realism, but then again, we don't know because it's the 23rd century. We don't know what their dialogue and their mannerisms are going to be like then. So I mean,
Yeah.
they did their best to give us what their interpretation of that time frame would
Yeah,
be. Which
the action sequence, the
Yeah.
comedy, everything was fucking on point with the writing. Like they had it to where it was gonna make it fun throughout the whole movie. You know, it got you excited for it. So I'm fucking stoked about the
Yeah.
writing.
yeah, the writing was good. So what do you say we move on to direction?
Direction.
We already know who directed this movie.
Yes.
So Luc Besson. Luc Besson directed this film.
This
and,
guy had amazing views.
let's go through some of these movies that he directed. All right, let's try.
About,
Yeah, he's directed quite a
several
lot.
fucking
He's directed quite a
dozen
few.
movies.
So let's say before The Fifth Element, he's directed. There's a short here, The Penultimate. It's first thing he directed, The Last Battle, Isabel, Subway, Richard Berry, Blackout, The Big Blue. So that one was pretty big. Serge Gainsbourg.
I think he's a singer, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
French singer.
Nikita. Nikita's a good one.
Nikita's an awesome one.
Atlantis. Miller and Farmer, My Soul is Slashed. Leon, The Professional. The Serge Gainsbourg. And then The Fifth Element. And then he's gone on to do many other incredible films. I mean, he did the Joan of Arc movie.
Oh yeah.
Got Madonna here, Angel, Arthur, and the Invisible. I mean, there's a lot here. And then I think most recently he did another sci-fi movie. He did Valerian, I believe, was his most recent sci-fi film that he did. I had not seen that yet. I was very skeptical when it came out.
It looked interesting.
I did not know he was the director behind it, so now I have a little more hope for the movie. So
a little
I'm
more
definitely
enticement to go watch the film. Yeah.
So definitely gonna watch that now. We'll get to that one eventually. Direction. What do you think?
Awesome. I honestly think that the way this guy envisioned what this whole movie to be very futuristic. Like he had some really crazy ideas, put it out onto a fucking screen, and it worked. I love the way this guy went with the movie, and it shows the way his fucking way of thinking is just fucking perfect.
Yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing when he's directing. 'Cause I know he didn't even want to be a director at first. I know he wanted to be was it like an oceanographer? He wanted to I think film and document like dolphins and stuff.
Like marine life and everything?
Marine life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to do
and then
kind of ordeal, or
I think so. I think so.
Or didn't want to do film at all.
Oh, he's gonna get dolphins to fucking act in a movie that he's gonna make.
I think so. And then I remember he happened to
did Happy Feet. Okay.
He happened to stumble onto a set through like a friend or something.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact detail how he got onto the set. And he was intrigued by basically everything: the lights, the camera, the setup.
What is this lighting you have?
And then when he was on, set, somebody asked him, they're like, "Oh, you're here to help with the film?" And then he's like, "Yeah." He basically said, "Yeah, I'm here." And they're like, "Oh, can you go take care of this? Can you go take care of that?" And he was intrigued at the fact that they didn't question
who he was, his credentials or anything.
They were just like,
"Okay, you got it."
They were like, "Go take care of that shit. We're on a time schedule."
Like a fucking stranger just came along and
hey, you part of the crew, right?
Yeah, and
yeah,
then
definitely.
That basically propelled his
this is how you get your start.
career.
This is how you
Just
do
show
it,
up,
David.
right?
Just show up, bro.
Exactly.
It was probably easier to do that, man, and not so much anymore.
Don't kill David's dreams, man.
It's all good.
I mean, try and get onto the Warner Brothers lot, and you let me know how that goes.
It's Warner Brothers, so.
Yeah. That's very true. I mean, the Animaniacs get on the shit all the time.
Yeah.
All right.
Once they're out of the little
Live in that tower.
You know
What's
they
your
redid
episode?
that shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched
They
it
redid
either.
that shit.
I know they redid it. I just
Yeah.
haven't watched
They
it.
redid that shit. But direction, fantastic. I mean, there's no discrepancies here. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
He knows how to tell a story, and he knows how to keep you basically enthralled in the story. He can keep your attention. He can basically command what you're feeling the whole time. So I mean, I really appreciate.
That's pretty
that.
rare for a director to
It
be able
is
to do
rare
that,
for a
yeah.
director to do that. So let's
Yeah.
move on to the next category then, because I think direction's pretty good. Let's move on to soundtrack and score.
Okay.
All right. So there's a lot of original soundtrack on here. I don't even think that, or a lot of original score. I'm not sure if there's any.
A lot of the music.
Is there
or a
any
lot of the
music? Is there any music on here that was?
not significant music?
Well, no. Is there any music on here that was created outside of the world of Fifth Element? Because most of the music in here, like the score, it was developed for this movie in particular. I don't think there was any music in this movie that wasn't developed for this movie.
No,
Eric Serra was the composer.
Yeah.
So you're saying that he composed a lot of the music that was for this film?
Yeah, a lot of it's
I think
original.
he composed all of the music.
The only one that I'm skeptical on is the closing scene.
I'm sure that was him too, because I mean,
It's the only one I think that has like a lot of dialogue in it.
it does have a little dialogue in it, but I
It seems like,
huh? Lyrics in the song, you mean?
yes,
It's not dialogue, it's lyrics.
lyrics. Sorry,
yeah, you got dialogue in the song, and
Lyrics in the song.
I heard you.
there's also action
Don't make fun of
sequences in there.
George.
We've been drinking.
No, yeah, he's made the entire fucking thing.
Yeah,
That's great because
He made the entire fucking movie. He did the whole
so
score.
there's
for
a
the
lot.
movie.
There's a lot of interesting music in here that really fiddle with your emotions, and like one of the first ones that really does that is Lilu's birth. Lilu, they basically create Lilu from the crash, like her spaceship, those like big old fucking the aliens that are all like rotund. Yeah. They get blown away. So they come to Earth and they're trying to give the stones to, the protectors of Earth so they can try and fight the evil. But these fucking these other fucking aliens blast that ship to fucking pieces. It crashes like into a moon and shit, and it blows up, and it seems like, all is lost. Like the all is lost moment.
All is lost moments, yeah.
And the only thing that was saved from the wreckage.
The only thing that was alive was a hand.
Sort of.
There was some live tissue or cells in that hand.
Yes.
And from that, they were able to reconstruct an entire human being.
Wow.
Which is an entire being.
A being, I guess. It's human.
It's not human, it's a being.
It's human.
It's not human.
It's human.
Humanoid.
It's a humanoid.
Humanoid, I guess. But it's not human.
Either way, Manny.
Well, what does it mean to be human? Let's get intellectual with this shit. We're taking a turn for the worse, folks. Existential crisis. Here we go.
All right.
We will not go deep into this.
Anyways, this is the scene where, like, I like the music that they did to this because it's very. It puts you at a weird state because, like, you're a little curious and you're a little nervous at what's going to happen. Yeah. So, like, they have the arm or the hand in the little pod, and then they start splicing all the bones and stuff together, right?
Yeah.
And it's like got this very intricate music where it's like it's not being too out of control. It's very light, and it's like kind of it teases like your little funny bone there where you're like, I hope things are gonna go well, right? So
these beings had a hand in creating Lilu?
Yeah. They definitely did. They definitely had a hand in creating Lilu.
David Raby, everybody.
David Raby. And there's a lot of other original score in this movie that I really like. They use a lot of bass, and they use a lot of loud, like, not gongs, but like a big bang,
Yeah, no, it's the music is actually very very nice and appealing to the ear. It's just freaking overall great.
It's unique.
Sound.
It's really unique because like the scene with Lilu, and then the scene when Lilu's escaping are they're almost completely different scores, like night and day. Like one's light and loving, and one is like dark and ominous. So
yeah,
it's really nice. They did a really good job of using the music to move your feelings around.
Well, I think that's what music is typically there for. But
that's what they use it for.
When you have a composer that has that variety, that range of the dark and ominous to give you that feeling of panic and that sort of sweet and lovely feeling of like hope and glimmer, I guess.
Yeah,
that's it's pretty rare when you find that in a composer.
That's an incredible talent.
Yeah,
it's an incredible talent. So I really dig the score on this movie. It's really good.
You heard him. Really good.
Really good.
On to the next.
On to the next.
which is wardrobe.
Wardrobe. Jesus Christ.
Ooh, boy, we're gonna be here a while.
All right. So I'm going to tell you guys right now that the guy that made pretty much all the fucking wardrobe to this fucking movie, his name is Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Goutlier. Yeah.
Jean-Paul Gaultier developed and fashioned all the fucking details to the costumes of this fucking movie. This guy fucking worked day and night trying to figure out some stuff. And some of his final products weren't even final products because the fucking director kept changing some of the stuff. So he had to come up with like new things. But he knew from the moment, you know, he had an idea of what Lilu was going to be wearing, what Korben was going to be wearing. It's just the alien aspect on the other side. He had no idea what he was going to do. He had an idea of like green men and weird shit before, but director didn't like it. So they had to switch a lot of it up. And yeah, so he had to go out there with a lot of the freaking costume designs, which was a lot of fucking work. There was like a huge ass team that came out to do the costume designs for all of this, but all the ideas came down from this one dude. You know?
Yeah.
Props to this guy, man, because there was just so much.
There's a lot. There's a lot of great. There's a lot of great wardrobe here. I mean, just look at the aliens in the beginning of the movie. It's super unique. I mean, there's nothing that's ever been done like that before.
Yeah.
You know, it's very creative, very fresh. They had like this robotic or like cyborg look, and their arms had like these like long rectangular shapes, but they looked like metal, but also like they were grown. It was very unique.
Yeah.
Or like let's look at Korben. Let's look at Korben Dallas. He has like this crazy modern futuristic look where he's got like that. I think they introduce him and he's wearing like that orange cutoff.
Yeah.
But he's also wearing like
a rolled up kind of jacket vest.
It's not a jacket vest, but it's like a, what do they call those? Like little arm sleeves. He has like little arm sleeves,
got like arm sleeves or whatever.
And then I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of the styles, they have like silicone straps. You know, like Lilu has one that's like suspenders. Yeah. So it goes to her waist, but it also goes down into her crotch and around. Yeah. So it's like, it's weird. Like they have a
one
weird
of the craziest
style.
Costumes that he had to develop was for Chris Tucker.
Oh, Ruby Rod, yeah.
Ruby Rod had some of the most outlandish fucking costumes that they made for him, because they had this certain look for this radio freaking host of whatever he is. And
so they're trying to tell us that radio's going to be around in 300 years?
I guess so. Or maybe his own podcasting of some type or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, all of his outfits were specifically tailored and designed to his own body at the time. He actually, Chris Tucker actually still has some of these and cannot fit them anymore, so I put them up for auction.
That's how most of these costumes are. Like when you're going in for measurements, they're specifically
designed
body
for
type
him
at that time.
Yeah.
And he's put on some weight since
then. Put on quite a bit of weight, so he's actually put them up for auction and everything like that. So, but yeah, that was the toughest part of designing, was all these different outfits for Chris Tucker.
I mean, also look at Zorg's outfit. Zorg's outfit's very unique because it's very, it's kind of like plasticky, but it's still like, it's incredibly formal, you know, because it's it almost looks like a vest, but like long sleeve, and it has like the big like lapel on top, you know. It's very unique, you know. Yeah. It's got like that rainbow tint to it too.
It's a lot of fun in
it's definitely fun.
A big old mesh. It's
definitely fun.
Like the Diva. The Diva has
is really
amazing fucking outfit.
Yeah, the Diva has a lot of great ones.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like even her headpiece. Her headpiece was specifically designed for her. You know what I mean? From that covered in blue, that dress type, like fucking crazy, man. This guy, Jean-Paul, dude, hands down, man, you're fucking amazing. Come up with all these fucking ideas.
Yeah, he killed it, man.
With that being said, perfect. And then now introducing our next category, which is the action sequence.
Ooh.
I have a lot to say about this, but I'm
Yeah.
going to narrow this
There's
down
a okay.
to
So
only-
in this movie is an action adventure sci-fi.
Yeah.
So already action adventure has a lot of action in it, literally. Also sci-fi. Sci-fi is also known for having action sequences. You know, not always, but they do. So I mean, this movie is chocked to the brim.
dude,
with
like I
fucking
said, I
action
have
sequences.
so much to say
So,
about
hey-
this stuff.
Let's pick some that are definitely the ones we should talk about.
Okay. Well, I got 2 action sequences then.
Go ahead.
The first action sequence I am going to talk about is about Lilu when she comes back into the room with all those other monsters or aliens. And
So the diva scene.
it's the Diva
It's the Diva
yeah,
it's the
I
diva
guess
scene because the diva's singing.
it's like 2 action sequences in one.
It's one action sequence.
Well,
but the
it-
diva's
because
singing and then she's
the Diva's
doing the action
singing
sequence.
and she's doing the fighting inside the room. So Lilu is hiding in a certain area, and these aliens are in the room, and they set a bomb right there, right? And at this time, I guess Lilu comes out of the cubby because she's getting like frustrated and annoyed about whatever it is that it's going on. She comes down and she starts going at it with these aliens. So something switches in her mind where she just pulls all these freaking martial arts that she's learned throughout the entire time.
She goes
And
Super
she is-
Saiyan.
She's
Well, she was watching Bruce
Yeah.
Lee films
She was
and all
watching
this
Bruce
martial
Lee,
arts
yeah.
videos.
all these things. She was
In the-
learning all
in the
this
beginning
shit
of the
in
movie.
one fucking day.
She learned all kinds of crazy
Learned how to
stuff.
speak English.
She learned how to speak
Yeah.
English in a day. Yeah,
So
she still sounds like a foreigner.
at this point, she's
Multipass.
angry at whatever it is that's going on in there, and she just starts fucking whooping ass, man. These guys have guns, by the way, and she's disarming them left and right, fucking hitting here, fucking kicking there, spinning, turning around. Like, she's strong as fuck. Like, she is one badass fucking character as she goes around fucking trying to make sure that each one of them is taken out. Outside the room, one of the aliens is like curious of what's going on because he hears these noises. So he's kind of creeping forward a little bit, and he's fucking trying to figure out what's going on. As Lilu keeps just fucking wailing on these guys, just smashing. She even headbutts one of them, and throws 2 out the door. And as she throws 2 out the door, like, they go far too. One of the aliens looks and sees what had happened, turns around and runs back to like the other team.
Mm.
And as he goes up to the other team, he goes, "We were ambushed." It was like one fucking person,
one person.
fucking girl. We were ambushed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was such a fucking really cool fight.
What's your other scene?
The other scene that I have is when Korben is with what's the Chris Tucker's fucking
Ruby Rod.
Korben is with Ruby Rod, and he has to make his way from the concert hall where the diva is after he takes out the stones and tries to take every single one of those freaking aliens out. And as he is with Ruby, comes down,
Thank you.
tries to get the stones out and everything like that. Aliens like, hands up, and everything.
Okay, so you're picking all the action sequences with the aliens in.
Pretty much.
Okay. That's fine.
You know?
Those are definitely big sequences for especially the end of the film.
Yeah.
'Cause literally at
those
the end.
action sequences are actually my favorite sequences in
Yeah,
the
I think-
movie.
I think I like the one with Lilu more, just because of the way it's played out with Lilu fighting to the music that the diva's playing.
Yeah.
I like that a little bit better. But Korben Dallas kicks a lot of ass, so
He
that sequence
definitely
is
kicks
cool.
A lot of ass.
That sequence is cool, but I like the other sequence more because it's very artistic.
Yes.
Another action sequence I really enjoy was when Korben is actually trying to escape all the cops.
taxi sequence?
The taxi sequence.
Fucking A. God damn it. I
Taxi
knew it too
sequence is
because
great.
that one's one of my favorites too.
That's a good one. It's a good one. So he's trying to evade all the cops. Like
Yeah.
Lilu's like,
And this is
she
the beginning of the movie.
it's in the beginning of the movie. Lilu, she had just escaped her like little birthing pod, you know, and like she landed into Korben's taxi, and then like all these fucking cops are after her now. So Korben was gonna turn her over, and then she's like, help, and he's like, I got your back, bitch, and then like just punches it, and he's like, if they don't chase you after a mile, they don't chase you, and then he sees these like 5 other cars, like maybe it's 2 miles,
Maybe it's 2 mile.
right? And there's like this big old sequence, and they got
Yeah.
this like there's this cool like salsa music playing. It's like,
Yeah.
it's great.
So
It's
there's a
fucking
lot of
great.
action
There's a
sequences.
lot of action
There's
sequences
so
in
much
there.
to see. It really is a fun ride. I mean, we can go on for fucking days about this, but we don't got the time. So let's go to our next category, which is the journey.
The journey. So since this is an adventure movie, there needs to be a journey has to be made. So
Yeah.
they have to get to Floss in Paradise to meet up with the Diva. The Diva is the one that has the
Yes.
stones. So they have to make the journey there. So they have to get onto the ship, and it's a little bit of a hassle at first.
Definitely.
They rigged the contest, the radio show,
Yeah,
so
the radio
Korben Dallas would
contest.
win. But Korben Dallas, David, and the priest, and then
That's right, David.
and then the right hand, and
I
then
literally
also
looked
the
up.
aliens are all trying to use. They're all trying to use Korben Dallas's like ID to get in. Like everyone's using it to try and
Yeah,
get in.
everybody's using Korben Dallas'
You know,
name.
so
and
it adds a
fucking
little bit to the journey, you know, and like
pass.
and then the whole sequence of them getting onto the plane. He meets up with Ruby Rod. They're flying through fucking flying through space, and then they actually get to Floss in Paradise. I guess Floss in Paradise is the place, and that's where the mission finally starts. So it's a little bit of a journey to get there.
It's a long way, but it's definitely worth the wait because everything in between, it just captivates you. Like, what's next? Like, you're so excited to see it. Fifth Element definitely takes you on a wild ride, and it's definitely a ride that you're gonna enjoy for sure.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Let's go with our next category, originality. I would have to say this movie's 100% original. At least when it came out, like there was really nothing. There were sci-fi movies.
They created a language. Did you know that?
Yeah, a lot of movies do that now, though.
Yeah.
So I mean,
no. But before, this is when they first start.
I mean, Star Trek created a language.
Star Trek tried to create a language.
They created a language. They didn't try. They created a language.
They created a language with what? Not too many words.
The
language-
Klingon, dude.
Klingon
Are you
is
fucking
not-
serious?
It's a language.
It's a
Yeah, but
language.
it's not a full.
It
how many
is.
Words does it have?
I don't know how many
language.
words necessarily, but it's a language.
It's a whole language. You could take a college course on it and major in it.
No shit.
Yes,
You can.
Really?
You can.
I had no idea that you can take a college course and major.
You can
in
major in
Klingon.
that.
Well, I guess, Manny, the word for you in Klingon would be Karda. Would be the word for loneliness.
That would be the word
'Cause
for
you're the only one who doesn't know anything about the Klingon language.
I'm so glad you know this. I'm so glad you know this. I have
actually
no
from The
idea
Simpsons, so-
what the fuck these guys are saying. But all right.
Yeah. But this movie's very original though. So they created a whole fun. I mean, the whole good versus evil, that's not original,
Yeah.
but everything in between is. The whole journey to get there. The stones, the diva,
Yeah.
the aliens. I forget the name. I'm sorry.
I
forget
don't
the name.
remember the names either.
Zorg. Like they created all these nice, fun, fresh, original characters.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this movie's like 24 or 5 years old. Older than that, actually, like 26, I think. Not good at math. Been drinking, but this was all when it came out was incredibly fresh and it was like new. You know, it was sci-fi, so you knew there was some elements of space there, but it still had like this original feel to it. So that was incredibly nice and refreshing. Ooh, round two.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Whew. Yeah, buddy.
You got your drink?
Damn, you got your drink?
Yes, sir. It's got
All
it.
right, love
Sweet,
you, buddy.
sweet.
Cheers, boys. Love you guys.
Cheers. God damn, that's
That was
good.
fucking tasty. God damn it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
my God.
Peggy Hill. Oh yeah.
Peggy Hill. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but this whole movie, it's definitely original for sure. The Divine Language made by Luke Bezos, Zorg, who was played by
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, made it his own fucking character because they wanted.
Bro, do you know what he sounds like normally?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck he looks like normally.
You see him in so many different things.
Yeah.
Like, what,
All right,
what
so
is he really?
If you want to know what he looks like normally, he kind of looks like Commissioner Gordon.
Right.
That's what his actual. If you catch him not doing any roles, that's usually his go-to look. He kind of looks like Commissioner Gordon. When I watched an interview with him for this movie,
Yeah.
he kind of looked like the villain from Beyond the Professional.
Because that's how he kind of looks like. Yeah.
He was dressed like that, the suit
Was he all
and everything.
drugged up? He's like, so who have you done movies with? Everyone.
But the crazy thing is, he has a very thick British accent. Right? I don't know exactly where from in the UK he's from, but just he has a thick accent.
Yeah.
And then when you hear him in The Fifth Element or any other movie where he has an American accent, it's insane.
Yeah.
He does such a great job. I don't know. I think it's very difficult. I guess it would be the same amount of difficulty for an American doing a British accent and a British person doing an American
I don't
accent.
think so. I think it's more difficult for us to do a British accent than it is for them to transition into our language or our accent, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe
Because I think
depends on the actor.
because the barrier is a little bit different, and we don't. I don't know. In America, we're just like, that's foreign. Fuck that. But they're more accepting of foreign languages. I feel like over there,
Well,
like
because
in Europe.
When I
and-
speak Spanish, okay, you get my fluent Spanish speaking. Like I'm speaking
Correct
fucking English right now.
pronunciation, yeah.
You can't really hear the accent behind it. So the practice
Oh, we hear
behind
it.
it all is just, it's fucking, shut the fuck up, stupid bitch. The practice behind it all is just try to figure out how to not sound so fucking foreign-y, I guess. I hated having a strong Spanish accent.
you have to
you know,
think.
So you have to like,
You have to think
you
in
have
that
to-
language, right?
yeah, you have to
Yeah.
actually think it out. You have to actually like enunciate certain words, and after a
Yeah.
while, it just goes away. But if I wanted to just speak Spanish the entire time, my accent would just
Go
come right back.
Raiders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go Raiders. That's like the only Spanish like he would probably know. You
It's
know
not
what I
even
mean?
Spanish,
You
dude.
didn't even roll
That's
the
my
R.
point.
Go Raiders.
Go
Go
Raiders.
He's a Doyers.
There you go.
They lost the will too. You think?
But no, but he does a really good job of his American accents are always so good, and then he has like a Southern accent as Mr. Zorg. Fucking love it so much. Like
Such
it's
a
just
strange accent.
like when he
to
does
begin
the gun when he does the gun thing, he's giving the guns to the aliens.
Oh yeah.
He's like all golden oldies. Like he's like it's fucking amazing, dude. Like he has this crazy.
And you know when you're trying to sell
Accent
to a
behind
bunch of
it, it's
mercenaries, you tell them
amazing.
everything about the gun, and then the one thing that you don't tell them is that the one thing that they're going to be pushing, which is the little red button on the bottom of the gun.
He's like a killer, a stone cold killer. Would immediately ask with the little red button at the bottom. Of the gun. He's like, what? It's so.
It's perfect.
It's so good.
As far as
He does
originality goes, this fucking movie tops it
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean,
Look,
look at Ruby Rod and the unicorn.
yeah, for
thing.
sure. Chris Tucker's own fucking personality in that shit. That's fucking. It's
Did you know he was he took inspiration from Michael Jackson and Prince and like kind of melded them together and then added a
I
little
can see
bit
that
and then added a little bit of his own flair to create that character.
they were his friends.
I could see that.
Michael Jackson and Prince were his friends, like actually close friends.
That's some bullshit, dude.
I swear.
No,
to
I
God.
don't mean like that's bullshit. I mean like that's bullshit that we don't have any video of that, of them just hanging out and just talking. Just Michael Jackson's like, how's it going? Chris Tucker is like, fuck you, Michael Jackson. Like,
He was actually on stage with him performing in one of his shows.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
But that being said, how about we move on to the next thing, which is
Yeah.
framework. And holy
Ooh.
shit,
There's a lot of good
there's a
framework
lot
there.
of fucking framework in this.
There's a lot of great framework.
But
here.
I gotta say, one of my favorite scenes though is actually when Korben is eating lunch in his window, and
That's not bad.
yeah, when he's
That's not
eating
bad.
lunch in his window, because in his window it's kind of like let's say it's a food truck kind of a deal, but it's a spaceship hovering in his fucking
It's a
window.
Chinese food truck boat.
There you go. Chinese food truck boat hovering over his fucking window. And, and as he's eating and everything like that, he gets a letter in the mail, how it comes normally. And he goes, you're not going to get that? It's all like,
Grandfather say it don't rain every day.
I bet you lunch.
I bet you lunch. It's good.
He goes, all right. So he goes and gets it and he goes, And then he reads it, you are fired.
You are fired.
Oh.
Oh.
And then he goes, at least I win lunch.
They said, well, lunch,
Good philosophy. See good and bad, I like. And then
It's incredibly racist, but funny.
but that's what he says.
But it's funny because a white guy wrote that.
But my favorite scene is actually when he goes away, because when he goes away, you actually see a view of the city of what it is right there. And then I
You get a lot of.
I see that. I understand that it's all digital, but the way it looks,
It still counts though.
Yeah, the way it
Still
looks,
counts.
it's just an
Yeah.
amazing view of what their city looks like.
Because there's that, and I like one of my favorite shots is when actually Lilu jumps off of the platform
Oh wow, yeah.
because
You
it's
know
a
what?
top view.
I
So
wasn't
like
even fucking thinking about that.
she
but
jumps
yeah.
off and then she's like completely sideways, and then it's a top view of her looking down with all the cars underneath, and you get
like-
some of
Yeah.
The God's eye view kind
the
of look.
God's eye view.
Yeah.
I love that shot. It's a really good shot.
Yeah, I really dig that shit
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It is so good. There is a lot to fucking tell you guys about, the framework in this movie, but we wouldn't
Well,
have to go forever. But
I mean, is there any shots that in particular you like, David, from this movie?
Dude, I haven't seen this movie in so long,
Uh-huh.
but I can tell you that Thiago Arbogast, the guy who did the cinematography of this
Mhm.
work, he works a lot with the director, Luc Besson.
Mhm.
Like a lot of his movies are just working together. So
Well, that's good. So he keeps a good relationship, so they kind of know how they know how to work off each other.
exactly, yes.
Yeah.
So that's just so beautiful to have that sort of relationship with the cinematographer and the director, because I think after a certain point, the director could say one thing and right away the cinematographer could be like,
I know.
I got you. I know what you want.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I like
fucking
that.
cool, man.
I like that.
That's
I like
fucking, That's. I feel like that's how it should be sometimes. You know what I mean? It's just.
I agree.
But I mean, you're again working with so many other people. Your maybe work ethic or your personality as a worker is not going to like blend in well. It's not going to. So there's always going to be conflict, or it's not always going to be a fucking paradise working on a certain film.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
I get you.
There's no way.
Every now and again, there'll be like some kind of conflict.
Just
or
little
whatever.
butting heads here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, I hear
definitely
you. I hear you. Okay, so let's jump into our next category: performance.
Performance.
I mean, do we even really need to go over this? Because I feel like every character or every actor killed this role.
All right. I want to mention something because I doubt you noticed this in the movie, and I only just read up on this, and I didn't even know myself.
Okay.
So, Zorg had a limp, right?
Yes.
In which leg?
It was his right leg.
You sure?
Pretty sure it was his right leg.
Okay. At one part of the movie, it was his right leg, and at the other part of the movie was his left leg.
Oh, he had a Boba Fett issue?
And so, it actually alternated which leg his limp was in the
Probably
movie.
depending on what side
the fact
the
that he
shot
carried-
was.
But yeah, exactly.
That's a
but,
Boba Fett issue.
But it literally was not the same damn leg.
It's an Igor issue.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Wasn't your hump on the...
for certain
What hump?
scenes, it was his left leg. For certain scenes, it was his right leg.
That's
but
just like Boba Fett, man.
he did it so well that you wouldn't even have noticed it in the movie.
No, he does a really good
Yeah.
job. So
I had no idea until I started to read up on what he fucking did, and I'm like, seriously? Like I want to go back and watch the movie again and see. Oh yeah, okay, that is the left leg. Oh shit, that's
It'd
the
probably
right
be
leg,
really
and
hard to
everything like that.
catch because of the way they shoot it.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I
Because when
guarantee it'd
he
be
does a
hard to
lot of
find.
walking, they don't do full frame shots. It's usually waist high or higher. So
Yeah, no, for sure.
it'd be hard to notice which way he's limping.
But he did so well in his character. Like he performed Zorg to like the T of what a fucking.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie where I'm like, fuck Gary Oldman.
No.
You know, I don't think
He's
I've
done-
ever seen a movie.
I
where
don't.
I'm like,
He's done so well in so many fucking films. Like it's hard to hate the guy, really.
Even in like Sid and Nancy, you're like, I like Gary Oldman.
yeah, Gary Oldman's awesome. He does a good job.
Gary Oldman's awesome. Fucking
Does a good
Bruce
job.
Willis is awesome. I mean,
Mila Jovovich,
Mm.
she's
awesome.
amazing.
she's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Okay, she's amazing.
She looks good with orange hair too.
And another person
to see
that
her
I'm going to
titties a
bring
little
up
bit.
is
It's always good.
is
good.
the Diva, which is Mila
Mywin.
Mywin.
So she never did an interview for the movie until like I think it was like 5 or 6 years after.
Yeah.
And then she finally did an interview for The Fifth Element. And I guess she was I don't know if they're married or at the time they were engaged, but she was apparently engaged to Luc Besson.
Really?
Luc Besson.
Yeah. I don't know if they're married or not. I didn't dig that deep. But she was talking about like he wanted her to be the diva and she didn't want to be the diva. She's like, I don't want to be the diva. She's like, you have to pick. Like, she's like, I love you, and if you want someone else to be the diva, I'll support that. But if you want me to be the diva, I don't want to work with you. I can work with you, but we can't get married. Like she didn't want that conflict to be there, which understandable, you know.
Yeah.
So he kept looking, and he kept looking, and he eventually found a different person to do the diva, a German woman. I don't know the name because she didn't remember the name. She's like, I can't remember the name. I'm like, well, that doesn't help me. But he found someone that he was really interested in, and then when she was supposed to come shoot, literally disappeared. Like
Really?
disappeared.
Wow, that's something we got to look
Interesting.
into.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, disappeared.
Huh.
And then she was like, oh, well, if she has the part, if she doesn't show up for work, I'll do it. And she said this only saying that she's going to show up. She just hasn't responded to your messages. She'll be there on filming, you know?
Right.
Never showed up.
That's fucking crazy.
So she ended up taking the role. She's like, well, he's my fiance. I'll take it. And I love all the aspects. Like he built kind of the character for her. So she ended up doing it. So that was kind of interesting, you know?
Yeah.
She was really upset because they didn't use a lot of the stuff that she did, I guess, for that role. A lot of it was cut. So we're missing a lot of her character as
There's
the diva.
definitely quite a few.
Yeah.
My Way is actually the wife of Luc Bezos. Bezos?
Bezon.
Bezos. Yeah.
Okay, because I know when I watched the interview, she just said they were engaged, like fiance.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they were still married or
Yeah,
not.
they're still married.
Okay, that's good then.
Yeah, they're still married. And the music, the actual audio for all of this, because she's actually an opera singer. Everything that you're hearing in the fucking thing is
Not all of it is her though.
Listen to what I have to say.
Yeah.
Most of it is actually her until a certain slight audio discrepancy that is going into that. And the voice part of it that starts to echo all the way down. You know that scene that I'm talking about? Where it's like, ha, 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 ha.
Mm-hmm. That's all
half
digital.
of that is her.
That's digital, I think.
Half of it is her.
But they make it to
The ending part of
yeah.
it. So half of it was actually her.
There was discrepancies at that for a long time that whole sequence where she's like that was not possible.
The funny part was.
But the crazy part is, someone actually did that. I think like 5 years ago,
I actually saw the video to
Yeah.
that, and it was fucking awesome.
and it was from China.
It was from China.
Hmm.
She did fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Even the other fucking part where it was almost because these guys are professional opera singers that are trying to make these sounds, and the way they fucking use their voice in these fucking certain scenes, or even in concerts when they do certain things, it's
Just using
fucking
your
amazing.
voice, projecting your voice in that manner is like absurd.
Overall,
Yeah.
her performance was fucking phenomenal.
No, yeah, she did a great job. Did a great
Everybody
job.
was great. Even
did a
her,
great
she
job.
was fucking great.
Did a great job. So I think we can move on to our next category now.
Yeah, next category would be the budget.
The budget. All right, Manny, tell us how much they spent.
They spent $90 million on this fucking
Holy
movie.
fucking shitballs.
They spent $90 million on this movie.
Okay, so really quick.
Holy shit.
Really quick.
Holy
$90 million in
shit.
1997. That's a lot of
That's
money.
a lot of fucking
fuck
money.
ton of money.
That's a lot of money.
That is no joke. That is not pennies, man.
And
that is fucking
I
serious shit.
don't think it made it back.
I'm
You don't think it
going
did
to
that?
bet that it didn't make it back.
I don't think it
either.
did.
I don't think it covered.
Because you know
its,
why? I'm only assuming this because when I hear reference to this movie,
Not a lot
they
of people
call it a
seen
cult classic.
Yeah.
They don't
Not a
call
lot
it.
of people seen it, man.
They don't call it like a big blockbuster film. They call it cult classic. So I would assume that it didn't make its money back.
All right,
How
man.
much do you think it made back then?
I want to say it made 65 mil.
65?
Close, but not enough.
What about you, Dave?
I was going to say 70 mil worldwide, I think.
Yeah, worldwide.
Worldwide?
Yeah, worldwide.
Okay, you both are fucking wrong
What?
by like a long fucking. This movie made $263 million worldwide.
Wow.
What? The one where people call it a cult classic.
Yeah, man.
Did people just forget that they saw this movie?
200.
I mean,
200.
I saw it twice in theaters, so I paid for that.
Yeah. Well, you contributed to that
I
200
contributed.
mil. Yeah.
263.
That's not cult classic, dude. I don't think people know what cult classic means.
I think they just throw that fucking word around to make
They
people.
do.
Yeah.
This movie fucking was so fucking high.
You're
it
high.
Was, it wasn't record breaking, but it was fucking up there.
That's pretty fucking up there, dude.
That's up there.
$263 million
That's your-
in
what-
the box
That's pretty
office.
close to Titanic at the time. Titanic came out in what, 93, 94?
No, Titanic came out in 97, I think.
Did it?
There you
I
go.
swear to God.
Came out the same year?
97?
Oh.
But
thought it was
we'll
earlier.
double check. Because
Okay.
I was going to compare this movie's,
Titanic was the biggest grossing movie of that decade, I believe.
right.
Yeah. No, but the
Tit.
budget for the
Titanic.
movie.
Yeah, 97.
Okay.
Yeah. $90 million came back with $263 million worldwide. This fucking movie made bank, bro.
So that was at 2.5 times the value.
Yes, two and
Pretty
a half
good.
times
Yeah.
the value.
Pretty
It's
goddamn good.
Such
Pretty
a
good.
success.
Yeah. That's good.
Such a success.
That's
And
pretty good.
it fucking shows with everything that they put into it too. Like if it didn't make at least double what they fucking put into it, I would have been upset because this movie actually deserves it.
Well, see, that's the thing is like that's why there are movies called cult classics. So these are movies that have, they do poorly in the box office, but they are incredibly good movies.
Like, there's not a lot of buzz going around with these movies,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but the small group of people that know about them, there's so much love and, like, admiration and, for that particular film.
I know Manny's not going to agree with me on this one, but Dread, I love Dread.
Oh, Dread? Fuck yeah, that's a cult classic for
It's
sure.
a cult classic film.
Yeah.
The Evil Dead, the remake, I
remake?
believe. Yeah,
That's another, yeah.
another one. It's a great one.
I'm not a fan of either one.
I know. Well,
How are you
the
not a fan of the new Dread, dude?
I don't understand it.
It was just like,
I know Manny was very upset that he kept his mask on the whole time.
well, that's what he does in the comic.
That's what he does in the
Well, see,
comic.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
But you realize the whole reason
I am the
that he
law.
didn't have the mask on in the Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone is because Sylvester Stallone fought to have his face open. Like he
Yeah.
wanted He wanted them to see his face so they knew it was him. But Carl Urban was like, you know what?
Keep it on.
Keep it on. That's the way he does in the comic book. Carl Urban was the one who stuck true to the comic book.
Yep.
Not Sylvester Stallone.
I can understand that.
And honestly, dude, it's just like the over-the-top gore and like the action, like grotesqueness. It really felt like an 80s sort of film with dread. I don't want to really get into it because we're not even reviewing that movie, but my 2 cents for now.
Yeah. We'll come back to
I
that.
get you.
We'll come back to that.
I'll watch it again and
we're
give it
definitely
another
gonna
shot,
review. We're definitely gonna review Dread. We're definitely gonna review Dread.
I'll give Home Ec another shot.
Yeah.
I'll give it another shot.
I'll give it another shot.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to
The outro.
the outro. I'll let you do the outro, Manny.
All right, the outro. So Korben, Ruby Rod, and the priest make it down to the temple with Lilu. They put Lilu in the center of the temple, and now they have to try to activate these stones as they put them on each one of the pillars. As they put them on each one of the pillars, they don't know how to open these stones. Okay? At this time, there is a huge meteor coming down, which is the evil that is supposed to lay upon destruction on their world. And
I guess it's true. We didn't even really cover that at all.
we did not cover the evil side of everything like
Mr.
that.
Shadow.
Mr. Shadow. Do you
Yeah.
want to do that before I do the intro?
I mean, it's up to you. You
I
can.
mean, sorry, the outro.
The outro, you mean?
Yeah, the outro.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
You know what? Watch the movie, okay?
I would say just
Watch the
finish the
movie.
outro and then just
But
watch the movie.
so as these guys place these 4 stars on the pillar, try to stop the evil that is coming down, headed towards them at a extremely fast rate. They're trying to figure out how to open the stones, and they can't figure out how to open the stones, so they go to Lilu. Korben comes up to Lilu. Hey, you got it, because she's passed out. She's tired. She was in a all-out war with these things. She's just almost given up on everything. So Korben comes up to her.
Yeah, she's had she had that big battle with the aliens.
Not only did she have the big battle, but remember where Zorg came in and just started firing?
It's not just that. She also was looking back on like human history with war and whatnot.
She was almost freaking
and she had given up on
destroyed mentally.
Yeah, destroyed mentally
because of
on
what was going on in the world.
Yeah, she basically had almost given up on humanity.
So, Korben comes up to her in the middle between all 4 stones and says, "Hey, Lilu, hey, you got to wake up for a minute. You got to help me. How do I open these stones?" And she goes, "Wind blows, fire burns," and he's puzzled because he doesn't understand what that means. Wind blows, fire burns, water wet. And so he goes trying to wake her up and everything like that. And the priest's apprentice, I don't remember his name. David has his arms on.
That's twice I looked up. In the middle of making a drink, I looked up. I'm like, yeah?
I looked. David was like, huh?
So
Sorry,
David
everybody.
has his arms on the pillar where one of the stones is, and he says, we're never going to make it.
We're not going to make it.
Takes a deep breath and lets it out. And as he lets out his breath, the stone actually starts to move a little bit. And at that point, as he notices that the stone starts to open up, he goes, Korben, it started to move, this and that, And he goes, all right. And he starts freaking out a little bit, going, what did you do? And it's like, I don't know.
I just stood here.
I just stood here. I had my arms like this, and I said, we're not going to make it. And nothing happens.
Then
He
he
goes,
goes,
is that what you did? He goes, yep.
He goes, yep.
Takes another breath, lets it out, and as
It
he
opens
lets it
more.
out, it opens a little bit more. And he goes, see? And he goes, shh, see? And then he goes, wind. Wind blows. And so he blows on the rock. And as he blows on the rock, the rock starts to open up completely and lets out this yellow glow on top of the stone.
Mm-hmm.
As that happens, he goes, everybody take a stone. Fire, earth,
Element
water,
for
water.
element.
Okay.
Element
so
for
everybody
element.
keeps everybody picks a stone and they go earth. So the priest goes up to earth. He grabs some of the dirt from here, throws it on top of the rock. Rock opens up, green for earth. Okay. The other one is water. and they don't exactly have water. So the kid goes up to water, and he wipes the sweat off his face and wrings it out for water.
Which is a little gross.
Which is a little gross, but hey, it's water.
It works.
Which opens up the stone and blue. And then Ruby Rod. Hey, David.
Thank you.
And then Ruby Rod goes to the stone with fire. So that one is a bit tricky because they don't have fire. Okay? Ruby Rod apparently quit smoking at that time. So...
Which is
he
funny
has
because we literally
nothing.
saw him smoking on the ship.
Exactly. He was just smoking on the ship.
I quit
smoking.
I quit
If I
smoking
knew,
like
he
10
goes,
hours ago.
Father, do you smoke?
I quit smoking like 10 hours ago.
So then that's when Korben actually reaches into his pocket, which he has a box of matches. And
He's
in
quitting
this box,
smoking also.
Yes. Yeah. And in this box of matches, he has one match inside his box of matches. So he takes out the match, okay? As he goes to start to light the match, he goes, "Nobody breathe." Lights the match.
So much tension here.
And slowly goes on to the other stone. And as he gets closer to the stone, the fire starts to flicker like if it's going out. And all you see is Chris Tucker's face on the other side, like it's about to go out and everything like that.
So good.
And then Korben actually was able to get the match on the stone, slide it across, stone opens, fire. So all 4 stones. Thank you, David. Oh, these are such good fucking drinks. Hold on. So as all the freaking stones light up, Korben goes into the middle and, hey, tries to wake up Lilu. Okay, Lilu, wake up, honey. I need you to wake up. Okay, and he needs her to activate whatever the stones are supposed to be doing, but she's so out of it, she's like giving up because why even bother is what she's saying, because why save life when only death comes, war and all that kind of stuff. Like, she's so out of it because of everything that she's seen when she learned all that stuff on the internet. So she's pretty much given up on life and everything like that. And then Korben goes, "No, because you need to wake up, because there's a lot of things in life that can be happy, things that we need, everybody needs, things that I need." And he's hesitant to say some of these words, but she needs to hear what it is that he needs, like
what they both need.
What they both need.
And then Cornelius is like, "Tell her."
And at that point is where he tells her that he needs her.
That's not what he says.
No.
I need that pussy.
It's not what he says, but like I
Well,
said,
say what he says then.
He says, "I need you."
That's either.
What does he say?
Say
My dick
it.
needs you.
Say it. You know what he says.
Are you kidding me? Because
Say it.
he says, "I love you."
Oh, you homo.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. And then he goes in and kisses her. And it's such a passionate kiss.
Yeah, she cries.
She
and then
cries
they kiss.
while she's being kissed. It looks so fucking heartfelt.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And as this meteor is coming down a lot closer, a lot quicker, and seems like it's about to break the atmosphere.
It
After
does
this
break
kiss,
the atmosphere.
Does it?
Yeah,
At
they
this
literally
kiss,
they get to 1 second.
at this kiss, all these stones start to, glow,
And they link up.
and they all link up, to Lilu, which just so happens to be the 5th element. And as she pulls back, this bursting beam of light comes out of her mouth and eyes, I believe, and shoots up into the sky at the meteor that's coming down and stops it pretty much dead in its tracks.
It basically shoots it back into space.
Pretty much.
And then now it's basically
Now it's just a dead
quiet and dead.
planet, basically, just floating there.
Yeah.
And that's the outro.
Kinda.
That's where I'm going to leave it.
That's where you're gonna leave it. There's still a little bit more.
There is a little bit more.
Spoiler alert, guys.
Do we have enough battery for that shit?
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, the planet is saved. Okay, and David screams out, "Yeah!" and scares fucking Ruby Rod at that point.
The hell's wrong with you?
The hell's wrong with you? And then it goes into a different scene where it is that they're in a chamber.
They're back at the back at the facility where Lily was born, basically.
Yes, in the same chamber that she was put together in.
And they're healing up.
And
they got
they're
them in
healing
the healing chamber.
The incubation.
And as they're
chamber?
in their chamber, the president, which just so happens to be
Debo.
Debo. Not
Who?
Devo.
I knew you guys were going to say that. That's why I said it. Debo, who was the president at the time. Yeah.
My bike, punk.
First black president, I'm telling you.
Right?
Right?
I think he was like before Morgan Freeman and before Terry Crews in Idiocracy, right?
So he yeah, I think
He
so.
was the first black president in a film.
I think so.
Probably.
'Cause I think Deep Impact came out in like 99.
Dude, I'm gonna double check this right now because I know Morgan
Okay, all
Freeman.
the battery guys. Let's go.
Sorry.
You keep going. He's gonna look.
But yeah, he walks in. He tells everybody that he just wants to congratulate the two heroes that saved our planet. So one of the scientists says that they're in the incubation system just trying to heal up. And he goes, "We'll go and get them." And I was, I'll go see if they're ready. And as he goes into the chamber where they are, he sees that something's going on in there. And he says they're not ready. They're going to need a cup. What are you doing?
Waiting for you to finish, Manny.
Jesus Christ.
Take it forever.
And I told you where I wanted to leave it. Anyways, he said they're going to need a couple more minutes. And then the president says, "You got 20 seconds. And as he says he's got 20 seconds, the general behind him is on the phone with Corbin's mom.
Yeah.
And he goes, "What's going on?" He's all like, "I'm on the phone with somebody that claims to be Corbin's mom." And he goes, "Well, give it here." And as he takes the phone, he goes, "Mrs. Dallas, on behalf of the whatever it is,
It's like the World
this is the president.
Federation.
And on
Yeah,
behalf of the
president,
Federation
yeah.
of and then you hear his mom interrupt him and say, "You're not the president. The president's an idiot.
You don't sound like an idiot.
You don't sound like an idiot." Okay, and she goes off to do this whole little spiel on the phone, where he just hands the phone off to another person, which that person hands the phone off to another person. And it goes into the chamber where Lilu and Dallas are pretty much kissing each other.
Getting it
And
out.
at that point is where the scene ends and roll credits.
They do a freeze frame there, and then it's over.
They do.
And by the way, Deep Impact came out in 1998, so Debo was the first black president in America.
Was it
Debo!
98?
Yeah.
1998.
Debo, what's
Debo!
up?
Debo was the first.
Fucking love that guy. I'm going to miss that guy so
Yeah.
much.
Cheers
My
to him.
bike, punk.
Dude,
Debo.
Debo.
We keep calling him Debo. It's like
I fucking love him. I fucking
It's Timothy
love him, bro.
Lester Jr., right?
Lister. Yeah.
Lister, sorry.
But anyways, that is the outro.
That is the
movie,
outro to The Fifth Element.
which leaves our last thing to do, which is rate the movie. And I am going to rate this movie.
What you got, Manny?
Would you stop already?
Would you rate the movie?
All right. I'm going to give this 5 Brad Pitts.
Ooh. 5.
I am.
I don't know about 5.
And that's perfectly fine. I'm going to give it 5 Brad Pitts. And the
5?
only reason why I'm doing this,
5.
because this movie is so captivating. It's so original. And the actors.
I
in
get
this
that. I
much.
understand. I understand. I understand that this movie is, it's original. It's written well. It's good direction. 5. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna go with 5. I'm trying to compare it to like other movies that are gonna be top tier, and we've discussed this before.
Yeah.
Top tier movies that I would consider to be 5 rank and up, and I would definitely put this in that class.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, let's go 5.
No, I'm
then.
giving this a fair.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? This hits all the marks.
It really does.
It's written well. It's directed well. The score's fantastic. It's incredibly original, and
Wardrobe's amazing.
the wardrobe's great.
Originality is fucking.
The
out
spectrum
there
is
for
all.
sure.
The spectrum hits so many different
markers.
variants,
They're definitely all.
but
the
it's on
markers
point
sure.
for every single one.
And that's why I have to give it the way I gave it with my 5 Brad Pitts, because it really deserves it. It really does.
I think it's worth. Yeah, I think we can go there.
Yeah. So
So, I
that's
mean,
my
that-
score. I'm giving this 5 Brad Pitts.
That's pretty good, man. I mean, for an action adventure sci-fi, to hit like a 5 mark,
It's definitely an amazing movie, and I mean, again, you guys go watch it. Let us know, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But honest to God, that's how I feel about this movie.
yeah, I second that. I'm there with that, because I know like some days when I'm watching them, when I'm at home and I feel like just watching something. This is actually one of my first go-tos. Really
Yeah.
is, in all honesty. It's
It really is,
It's
too.
one of my first go-tos. I'm like, there's nothing to watch, and then I'm scrolling through my action, and I see it there, and I'm like, well, that's what I'm watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could see that for sure.
Cool.
For sure.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
For once.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nah, man, I'm good. I mean, I'm all around. I love this movie. It's a great film. So
Cool.
I have nothing else to add other than just go watch it. Let us know what you think about the movie. It's a freaking great film. You have to see it. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Great film. Great film. All right, movie lovers. I hope you've really enjoyed our content. If you would like to message us and suggest any movies to review, you can email us at nyec.gse@gmail.com. For the remainder of November and then December, we have some movies lined up, and we'll be taking reviewing suggested movies starting January 1st. Yeah, January 1st, and then we'll basically go from there.
And please give us a thumbs up if you really like this kind of content. Subscribe to our channel. Let us know what you think.
Hit the bell.
Recommend a movie for us to review. And yeah, and
Definitely leave a comment for the algorithm.
yeah, definitely leave a comment for sure.
Definitely leave a comment for the algorithm.
And with that being said, yeah, we're out of here with this one. Happy movie going. You guys stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
Fuck Manny.
Stupid bitch. Stupid bitch.
Love you, David.
Love you guys too.
Oh, yeah, David's awesome.